Hello and welcome to Channel Sport on Sunday. I'm Ken Ochonogo. We did qualify, yeah, but not for the big one yet. We qualified for the playoffs. We thought it was almost we were at the end of the road, and at a point we needed to score 4 goals, and similar to the party, but then he scored only 3. So it tells you that it has to be a collective effort of the whole team for us to move on. That is how it is. Like I said, it is part 1, on the road, to 2026 FIFA World Cup. 28 teams have already qualified. 9 has qualified from Africa, 9 from Africa. And there is a route where one more can join them, and we can have 10. And in that route, we have Nigeria, we have Gabon, we have Cameroon, and we have Democratic Republic of Congo. So, which of them, will go to the intercontinental playoffs? I tell you the road far. The road is just, you start from your groups, of course, and we'll read those things to see how we qualified. Because some people are crying. Countries like Burkina Faso are actually crying blue murder that they do not understand what happened. Even we ourselves, because when I was here, myself and my team were here last week, we did tell you that it will be difficult for us to go through, and that was based on memos from CAF. Based on memos from CAF. But then finally, they arrived at the one that favored Nigeria, and here we are. We have the opportunity. We are now at the doorstep. Can we, break open the door and move into that room where the big men, the big 48, will be slugging it out in Canada, Mexico, and the United States of America come 2026. So that is where we are now. They will converge in Morocco. That is the mecca of football in Africa now. Not just mecca of football, not just Africa. Even they are playing La Liga games in Morocco. They are playing World Cup games in Morocco. A lot of things are being done there. So actually, it is the mecca of sports. Showcasing African culture, African hospitality, and then the best that you can get, because it has all been positives. We've not had negatives yet. Of course, we know that our team, like we said, went for the for the Commonwealth Games, wanted to host it, but then it was given to India. A lot of persons had hoped that Nigeria would have been given the opportunity, but some of us also asked those same questions. 2 national stadiums we have, which were built, for the All Africa Games. One, the National Stadium of Surulere was built for the first All Africa Games in 1973. That stadium was built in 1972, and then we did go to to build the one in Abuja under President Olusegun Obasanjo, for the Koja Games. And both stadiums, as we speak now, are in total disrepair, total disuse, inhabited by reptiles and other things. So basically, if you want to host the world, beautiful, it gives opportunity, to put infrastructure in place. But having put those infrastructure in place, what do you do with them? Do you allow them to rot until you now get an opportunity to host again, so that you cannot go and rehabilitate, or you cannot start building, and then after building they become white elephant? And that is the issue. The issue is Nigeria can host the world. Nigeria can host the World Cup. You can even make it, I think we're at 48 now. There are talks that it might get to 60 or whatever, out of the 211 teams in FIFA. So, no problem. We can host. So, you ask yourself, what is happening to the National Stadium in Surulere? What is happening to Teslim Balogun Stadium in Surulere? Both of them are just, across the road. What is happening at Damasinga? What is happening to Ogwe Stadium? What is happening to Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium? What is happening to Tafawa Balewa Stadium? What is happening to Bauchi Township Stadium? So you're asking these questions because our problem is not Nigeria. It's as if we don't have stadium. Our problem is that inability to maintain them, for them to meet the minimum criteria, the minimum standard to host events. We have 20 NPFL teams, and many of them have their own ground. NPFL, just football, talk less of hosting a multi event festival like the Commonwealth Games. Probably as this spawn from the Commonwealth Games Federation is enough for us to say, okay, fine, we can't go 2030, can we go 2034? But do we also wait until 2030 before we start repairing or before we start telling them we want to build in 2024? Can we start doing those works now? So that we'll be ready when it's time to get there. A lot is happening, in the league, in football. Morocco today will take on Argentina in the under-20 finals. Morocco again, they are doing so well. The under-17 World Junior Female World Cup is also starting. We are right there. Also in Morocco, things happening over there, and let's see how our daughters can go over there and excel, and not just winning laurels, but also going over there to see they can scouts can pick them and they can make a career. The important is to make a career out of themselves, not necessarily because we say Nigeria, you win from Nigeria. Develop the talents that you have, develop the skills that you have, manpower development. So it is not just in engineering, not just in mass communications, not just in medicine, in every area. The natural talent you're given as a sportsman or woman ought to be developed for your betterment, your immediate family, and then for the greater good of the society. Basically, those are the things that we are talking. We'll talk tennis. Something happened right there. The king, how do you call it? The six kings slam. They are dazzling the world. People have been complaining. People are saying, look, critiquing it. Then, some of us look at it and say, look, without Mobutu Sese Seko, there would have been a rumble in the jungle between Muhammad Ali and George Foreman. You understand? Without Ferdinand Marcos, there wouldn't be a Muhammad Ali versus Joe Frazier in Thriller in Manila. So basically, there are men who come in and say, look, we want to take sports, I want to do it. So we as sportsmen, we're not into politics. We want to give us the best share. As we are in Nigeria today now, we're looking at the budget. If you come in and give us not just 92 billion and say, look, sport, you are entitled to 1 trillion. They will not look at how we can say we can consciously, go to the grassroots, go to the schools, go to the universities, and then, see how we can pump in those funds and then put infrastructures in place, because that is the multiple effects. That is where it is going to come in. You need a ripple effect of, starting from one person to the other and, putting, get catchment areas, specialized sports, and then how is that theory in economics? So where you say, okay, where you have your advantage is where you put in your money. So basically, we'll be thinking of that. So let's start with, but okay, before we start that, there is good news. I think that we should also start there. When the Tigress, when these Super Falcons, Mission X, they did that, they would amply rewarded $100,000. And then we now have the Tigress. Then I went to Mission V1. And then they were amply rewarded $100,000. Not naira, dollars. And then, so right now, our power lifters have gone to the World Championships. I think basically we should start there. And I tell you, we ended up with 3 gold medals. 3. We check, you will see before we show you, the videos of how, those lifters did it. They got 3 gold medals. So basically, we have, our 3 athletes with 3 gold medals. Is it possible? Okay, that is the medal table, from the World power lifting. Don't mind me talking about. That is China at number 1 with 10 golds. Nigeria at number 2 with 3 gold medals. Egypt, above there, the host, they have 2 gold medals. Ireland has 2 gold medals, and Brazil has a gold medal. So that is the top 5. Nigeria at the top 2 in the world. Not just did they win these gold medals, but they also won. They break world records to come with it. You understand? Alice Folashade Oluwafemi Ayo. I mean, she break her own record again. She now right now she has 4 world titles. She has won this world championship 4 times. She has won 2 Olympic gold medals. So what else? What else do you want her to do? She has broken the world record. She has won the Olympic gold medal. She has won the world championship, and then they will come back. And so what do we do for them? So basically, I believe that this our athletes, especially our ladies, I mean, that is be a conversation. I think probably what I'm thinking of is maybe by Sunday next week, they'll be leaving Egypt today. So when they arrive, we hope to have them on this show. Either they come in here or we reach out to them wherever they are and bring in, their voices. So you can see that is Team Nigeria to the world. Look at them. Look at, our athletes over there representing them, our sisters. That is, of course, there she is. Felicia, Alice, Folashade, of course, and doing that for Nigeria, it is not every time they have that opportunity to see them do it and conquer the world. So that is a good way to start. These are medalists. They've gone, they went there, they saw, and they conquered. So they are coming back, and when they come back, it will be felicitations. When they come back, it will be celebrations, and when they come back, it will be reward. Mr. President, sir, we are calling again and again and again and again and again and again. This time around, we are saying yes, they deserve all the reward that you can get. They deserve it, Mr. President, sir. $100,000 is not too much for them. Let us say for the gold medalists, that is about $300,000, and then maybe the silver medalists and the bronze medalists, and also those who participated in the championship. So basically, we want to receive them before the reward. I hope that at the National Sport Commission or the presidency, whatever, we go over there to receive them with all the applause, with everything that you can have. We want them to be received, with all forms of felicitations and dancing and singing right there as heroes and heroines who has gone to conquer and come back home. They won't sneak into this country. We don't want them to sneak into Nigeria. We want them to come in and be celebrated from the airport, from arrival as they are coming out. We are celebrating them. They deserve it, yes. These are daughters. These are Amazons. Deserve all the support. They deserve all the aplomb. They deserve all the praises. They deserve all the singing and dancing. I tell you, I'm already visualizing. They are coming out with the Nigerian flag. Let's go to the airport and welcome them as they arrive at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport. They deserve all. They deserve all the praise. They deserve all the felicitations, and then they deserve the reward. Part 2. Part 1, receive them like the queens and the kings that they are. They've done well for this country. It's not a matter of paying people to launder your image. There is no better image launderers than what they are doing. Number 2 in the world. They put Nigeria in the world map. Number 2 in the entire world. China has more population than Nigeria, and so it is understandable if China be so. They're always there. I think there was a time in the 96, 2000, 2000 and 2004, we're looking at how China progressed. China progressed from 4th to 3rd to 2nd to 1st on the Olympic medals table. They were progressing gradually. They knew where they were going. They were investing, consciously, intentionally, and that is the thing. So, our Paralympians, our power paralifters. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, and thank you so much. Okay, let's before we delve back to football, and which is where definitely is. And before we open the lines for a few of you who want to join, who want to let us to hear your voice here today. Before this weekend, the 2 top players in the world, there are 6 top players in tennis, Alcaraz and Yannick Sinner, Carlos Alcaraz and Yannick Sinner. I think Alcaraz has won about $15 million on the circuit. That is, what he won. While Yannick Sinner has won $12 million. But they went See, I don't know what I want to do. Do I want to play tennis or do I want to play basketball? Anyone that have money in my mind, you know, this weekend. Why don't you go and do that? They play just 2 games. Two. In the 6 games, it's, you know, they drew by because the top 6 players, they invite them to come and play in Saudi Arabia. And the lowest ranked players play themselves. So the top 4, you know, the top 2 drop by. So the other 4 play themselves. And fine. Yannick Sinner and Alcaraz. Okay, Yannick Sinner defeated Djokovic, while Alcaraz, defeated Taylor Fritz. Then they went into the finals, and Yannick Sinner won. Guess what? Those who lost even in the first round, who just, like Zverev and Co, who just came in and they lost in that first round, they went home with $1.5 million. Check the runners-up of the Grand Slam. How many number did they win? They went number 5. Then in the finals, by winning it, Yannick Sinner won $6 million because 1.5 as participation and 4.5 million, but we had the 6 million. So throughout the year, he has won 12 million. In 2 games, just 2 games, against Djokovic and against Alcaraz, he won 6 million. Add 6, that is 50%. Because he won 12 before, now he has 18 million. He has $18 million. Ken. All this talk where they talk. Just go there and play. Just go there and see if you can play tennis. So we'll expect it. Of course, he beat Alcaraz in straight sets. Remember, Alcaraz beat him at the US Open. He beat Alcaraz at Wimbledon. Alcaraz beat him at the French Open. It has always been this man win this one, that one, this. We are seeing a duopoly, a kind of Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo that we had in football, for over a decade. And that is exactly what we are seeing. If these players are barring injury and they stay in form, it will be difficult for, unless another young prodigy comes in, and do that breakthrough. If not, it will be something that, be difficult for anybody to wrestle from. I think the last 18 tournaments that both of them has been involved in, the last 18 tournament that you have both Djokovic and you have Alcaraz, they've won 17. They only left 1 for the others. That is that poly. Of course, I'm talking about duopoly here. But if we both of them one side, it's a monopoly of Alcaraz and Yannick Sinner. But then when we are talking about things like this, you look at it because there is no frightening stats that I want to give you now. Go and check the WTA. Go and check the ATP. There is no Nigerian in the top 1,000. No Nigerian is ranked in the top 1,000. So anybody with a dream say, we are going to win $6 million by playing 2 games, you have to get to the pinnacle of that pyramid before you can do that. You must rise to that top. It is not for those at the bottom. It's not for those at the base. As the pyramid is rising, of course, it is narrowing to that upward, to that top. Until you are at the top, that is how you can qualify to go and share in the booty. It is your ranking. It is what you have merited on the circuit, what you've done. Well, I just mentioned pyramid now, and it just came to my mind that the CAF Super Cup was won by Pyramids, the very Moroccan side, Bakane, by a lone goal. So Pyramids of Egypt are the Super Cup champion of Africa for 2025. So let's see. But then we've started football. So yesterday at the CAF, we can see the CAF Champions League. Rivers United went to Mozambique to go and play the Black Bulls, and that game ended 1-0 against Rivers United. And then today at the MKO Abiola Stadium, it will be Remo Stars taking on Mamelodi Sundowns. Mamelodi has become a big name now. Remo Stars are trying to carve a niche for themselves. At least for the first time, they are into the second round. So let's see if they can also make it into the main draw where they can join the league format. Because that is where some dollars will roll. You score goal, you are rewarded. You win games, you are rewarded. And you go all the way to the top We know how much dollar that you will win. Bring that back, and it will be enough for you to, to develop, football in your club, recruit better players, put in better facilities. Right now, they are playing at MK at Abeokuta. They're not playing in Ikene. So basically, if they win the Champions League, CAF Champions League, how much it say will enter? A lot of monies will come into their coffers, a lot of dollars, and then that will be enough for them to upgrade their facilities up to international standard. Maybe, who knows, the Super Eagles might now have another home. Instead of going to Uyo, that's a monopoly. The only way that is way, because Rivers United, when they come back next week, they will play the Black Bulls in Uyo. That's where they will be playing. Not in Aduke Amezemeka Stadium, not in Liberation Stadium. They will be playing right there at the Gospel Bible Stadium in Uyo. So it is that bad for Nigeria. Thank God for the National Sport Festival, so we can now have the MK Abiola Stadium, being played. The last times, Remo Stars were playing their games in Abuja, but this time they are playing within the state of. They are staying within Ogun State. So they are fans. You have no excuse. This game is for 4 p.m. Nigerian time today. Please wear your blue. Wear your blue. March down to Abeokuta. I tell you, that the city beneath the rock, Abeokuta. March down there and go and support. It is not just after they've gone on to support Arsenal or Manchester United. Go and support Remo so that they can be as big as Liverpool. They can be as big as Real Madrid, as big as Manchester United. They can be as big as Bayern Munich. That is where but if you don't support them, if you stay in your house and then be following today, of course, Manchester United travel to Manchester to go and play Liverpool, and you are waiting for that fixture. When the one in your very before that you can make to be as big as that, you're not doing that, then you're not doing yourself, any good. So, like we said, let's see if Remo Stars can win handsomely today and then go on to South Africa and defend all defendables. Okay, I wanted to come back here. Let's come back. Let us see how we qualified. I want to see that I think that letter from there are 2 memos there. But then I wanted to take how African teams qualify for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Now that is what you are seeing. We have 54 countries that's in Africa. Each of them into 9 groups. That is 6 teams, and then teams ranked 3rd up, 6th are eliminated. That is so. They said the teams that finish second move to the next step to compare their results. You understand? It is that comparing of results. I will bring the second memo. That memo was on March 2025, and then I will tell you what is really happening. So this is how we qualified. Comparing the second place teams. So you have to just remove every. You have already qualified in the second place. Normally, that is what the games you played, games you won, games you drew, games you lost, goals for, goals against, points you garnered is already there. But if they eliminate the last team, that is where a team like Burkina Faso says, look, why will you be removing about 6 goals and 6 points from us when you are for Nigeria, you're just removing 2 goals and 2 points because Nigeria drew with Zimbabwe home and away. And then, so, the goals for goals against are just the same. So you are just, whatever, you're not removing it. That we didn't gain anything from Zimbabwe. It didn't affect us. The only they removed from Zimbabwe are the 2 points we garnered by playing home and away. So now let us look at the order. Let us look at the order memo. That one was from Cairo, March 14th, but that was dated March 14, 2025. Because when we spoke here last week, we were talking based on this same memo that came out from CAF. And then if you go around, they said, look, African qualifiers of World Cup 2025, updated qualification criteria of the best 4 runners up. Now, you can see that in green. Somebody sent this to me, and then, so we are looking at. If you see where that thing is marked in green, you will see what is written there. It said, in consideration of withdrawals and other circumstances that may reduce the number of teams in any group to fewer than 5, the following criteria will be applied to determine the best 4 runners up. Fewer than 5. But then I reviewed it in that first memo that we put in there, that it is that condition was no longer there. in as much as, whatever, remove the last teams and then move on. So basically, that was what we're telling you that, the only team that was 5 was the Moroccan group, and then they were not less than 5. So there were no fewer than 5 in that group. So there was no way they would have moved to the second criteria. The CAF, in their own wisdom, now said whether it is fewer than 5 or it is 5, let us remove, teams in the last so that we can balance it as long as that group is 5, so that every other team will have to be 5. But that is what we are seeing here. They brought this memo out. That memo was dated March 14th. 2025, and it was from the CAF headquarters. But then they amended that and brought in this to receive on the memo and whatever it is. We have to authenticate these memos to ask how how verifiable they are before we came up with this. So these are the memos from CAF. And that is why let us see what happened. Then we have scaled through that. So let's see. Not everybody is happy with you when you qualify, because now this is it. I want the guys to see this. I wanted to even start with this, but it is okay. We can be here. He said, "I want to make it clear. I wish for Nigeria not to qualify. I just want to make that one clear. They tried. I knew what they did behind the scenes for us not to get there, to get to the World Cup. I want them to lose. They must not go to the World Cup. Another African country must go." Who said that? That is Gayton Mackenzie, who is the South African sports minister. He said those 3 points and 3 goals were that Nigeria was doing something behind the scene. I don't know if we were the ones that made South Africa to field Mokana, somebody who has a 2 yellow card, who is ineligible, and then he says he doesn't want. He said, "Look, I'm making it clear. They must not go to the World Cup. Another African country must go." So he is supporting any team but Nigeria. He's supporting Gambia. He's supporting Cameroon. He's supporting the Democratic Republic of Congo. That is the South African Minister for Sports. And the guy, you guys have qualified, so I don't know why. I know how it is, when you are almost there and you didn't, you couldn't. But now you made it. At that point in time, you guys were doing that blame game. Nigeria, we were not the ones. It is the rules. They've deducted 3 points from us before, when in our own qualifiers, when we fielded an ineligible player, and you guys did that. But here is the Minister of Sports saying, "No way, una no go World Cup." He doesn't want us to go. He said, when you look at it, he said, "I don't want them to go. They must not go." That is one thing with want. I said they must not go. You cannot stop Nigeria from going. Your wish, that is your wish. You don't want us. But our destiny is now in our own hands. When we come back next week, we are going to give you a breakdown, of the teams, because when you play at the qualifiers in Morocco and you qualify, and the 6 teams are drawn, the top teams, get drawn. Just as I was talking about the six Kings Slam. The top teams in each group will not play them. It is the 2 bottom teams that we play. So, and from the ranking, we have Nigeria at 41. I think we have the highest ranking of almost every team that are vying for those qualifiers. I think the most difficult part is getting out of that African qualifiers and then see how that will take us, to Canada, Mexico, and the United States of America. Okay, so we probably want to also open the lines. If you guys want to be part of this, you can be part of the show. You can call in and let's hear you. Do you agree? Do you agree with him? He said Nigeria must not go to the World Cup. Nigeria must not qualify. You guys did something behind the scenes. So that is the playoffs. That is the playoffs. The African playoffs. Nigeria will take on Gabon. And based on ranking, Nigeria is the highest ranked, Gabon is the lowest ranked. So Cameroon and DR Congo are in between. So that is how it is going to happen when we eventually. I'm using the word when. I'm not saying if. I don't know how optimistic you guys are like myself, but that optimism is what I'm counting on. That Nigeria will take on Gabon. and then it will be Cameroon taking on DR Congo. If we beat Gabon, then we meet the winner between Cameroon and Congo Democratic Republic. Cameroon, Nigerians always have these goose things about Cameroon, but then they've beaten us and we've beaten them. And what I've always known is probably if it is not in the final, maybe the AFCON final, we've always beaten them. They beat us when we get to the final. They beat us in 84, they beat us in 88, they beat us in 2000. Those are in finals. But if it is not in finals, I would play them. I think we always have that edge. But before we consider Cameroon, winner between Cameroon and Congo DR, we have to think about Gabon and think about Aubameyang. The guy is banging in us like no tomorrow. He's the highest goal scorer of all time in the Europa League. And then he just, even in these qualifiers, he banged four goals in the qualifiers against one of their opponents. So it tells you that he is a player in form. If somebody wants to lead this country, and then whatever. But as he's scoring, Osimhen is scoring, and we also have the support cast, everywhere. So that is the thing at November 13th. And that is where, they go to Morocco and then slug it out. November 13th, first games, until November 16th, the second game. And by then, we will know those who are heading to the Intercontinental playoffs. The road far, but then it is reachable. The road is reachable, really reachable. It can be, no matter how far it is, one step at a time. They said the journey of 1,000 miles. Now one step, they say the starter, take it. So those are the numbers. You can come in there, and we have your calls. While we're waiting for you to call in, let's come back. Let's come back home and look at the NPFL, because nobody expect them. Those guys are doing. Nasarawa United are doing so well in the league. They are doing so well in the league. But let us look at who they are playing today. Nasarawa, okay, they are playing Ikorodu City. Oh, in Lagos. Oh my God. So where are you guys? That is a cracker of a cracker. I'm talking about the last team there you are seeing there. Ikorodu City taking on Nasarawa United. I will tell you why when we show you the league table. But Barao is taking on Kano Pillars. Kano Pillars, what they did to their fans did to Shooting Stars, was not what we expect of a team. Of that caliber, because when you talk about teams of highly regarded in Nigeria with reputation, with followership, with okay, let's go to local job, because Coach Raji is there trying to reach us. Hello, Raji, how are you? Hello, Raji.
Ken, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Raji.
Yeah, I did not blame that South African man.
Why?
If we did the needful.
Yeah.
Right from onset, he will have not been talking to Nigerians as if we are not relevant in the scheme of football affair. Well, I don't blame him as much.
Okay.
It's a lesson. But what I want to say this afternoon is that our last match against Benin Republic,
yeah,
I was highly impressed. Just because we played the pattern of football Nigeria has been known for a very long time.
Yeah.
4-4-2 system. Operate from the wings. We either decide to operate from the right, cripple the left wing, or operate from the left and cripple the right wing. There was nothing so special. It has been all the players we've been using that we used that day. But what gave us that victory was just the pattern of football we played.
Yeah. 4-4-2
formation. Very fantastic. If you have good wingers that can operate very well, the goals will be coming.
Exactly.
And that was why you saw that our midfielder was able to score goals. Because at the time we are attacking, the midfielder will be supporting the attack.
Exactly.
So definitely they can easily get opportunity to score. That's why Onyeka was able to give us the fourth goal.
Yeah.
So I wish the Super Eagles good luck in. But I believe if we continue with this pattern,
yeah,
definitely we will qualify for the World Cup.
By His grace.
So I do not expect the coach to change the system again, to change to either 4-3-3 or
when you already have a winning formula. Why not go with it?
Yes. I think you see. So I wish the Super Eagles best of luck. I believe we will qualify.
thank you, Coach Raji. I like that. A lot of us, the incredible optimists, we are all in the house, and Coach Raji is one of those ones. He says Nigeria will qualify. I believe so. I myself, I believe so that Nigeria will qualify. Um, I said it before we played our last game. Uh, of course, you can have we don't have your destiny in your own hands. To me, I just believe that beat Benin by a lone goal, and maybe somewhere along the line, South Africa drop points to the Rwandans. We would have been home and dry, but it didn't happen. As we were scoring, in fact, the South Africa, I think they scored first before we even, as we were scoring, they were scoring. As we were scoring, they were scoring. So it was a party to them. When they win, a Republic of Benin does not win, then it was hooray. So we also did them a favor by winning. So I don't know why this Minister of Sport, bro, calm down now. It's gone. It is not we. It is not Nigeria. But like Coach Raji said, we found ourselves in that cul-de-sac that South Africa can be deducted 3 goals. All right, let's go to Kelvin. How are you?
Hey,
Hello?
Mr. Ken, how are you doing, sir?
I'm cool. I'm fine.
Good morning. Good morning right here. Good morning.
Good morning, Kelvin.
Yeah. So, I think I have 2 points to make. The first one is about when you started the program, you talked about the facility in Nigeria, like they're going all the way down.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, back in America, to see the facilities they have. Even, I know back home in Nigeria, we call them, when you are in secondary school, here we call it high school. Sometimes when I go drop my child in school, again, if you see the facilities from high school, they have world class. And the maintenance culture is
top notch.
So we should try, and because this is, once you start training kids from that stage, they will be world champion once they grow up. So we should try as much as possible to encourage this in Nigeria too.
Exactly.
Then the second point I'm making is about the World Cup. I think by the special grace of God, I think we will go to the World Cup. But I don't know, why do we like to wait at the last minute before we try and things work? It's not good. We should try as much as possible. And the way we played the last match, I wish we started playing from the beginning of the qualification.
Exactly, that way. That's what Coach Raji said.
We will not be at this stage.
Yeah,
we will not be at this stage.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, and thank you for all you do, sir. I appreciate you, sir.
Well, thank God. Calvin, no word for our heroines, those who went to the world paralifters and won gold. No kind words.
Oh, I think we should try and invest more on them, because they are doing very, very good job.
Yes.
We should try and invest on them.
Exactly. All right. Thank you so much. Kelvin, a cowboy is Naifu, Texas. So.
Thank you for all you do. I appreciate you, sir. We appreciate you so much.
All right. Thank you so much, Kelvin. It's all about the facilities, like we said. It's all about the facilities. You put them there. We love football. We say, football now, the only things that bring Nigeria together, but how much I'll put into football. We're making everywhere dry. If you don't reinvest, your business will come down. No matter, start a business with 1 billion and they chop your profit. You don't divide your, I say, part of your profit goes to maintenance of the business, part of profit goes to the maintenance of yourself. That anyway, you measure the chopper. Before you know it, your 1 billion will crash down to 1 million, and from million, before you go to ground zero. So basically, we must invest in facilities. You just be moving around, and then you see, we told you the story here of Arena Sabalenka, how herself and the father were driving around, they saw somebody playing tennis, and they parked somewhere. Because there is a facility. That's why somebody was playing tennis where you can drive. He's talking about Texas. Go to the United Kingdom. At least I'm a bit familiar with that terrain. You just be moving around, and then you will just be seeing sport facilities everywhere. I was in Braintree, in Chatham, in London. You will just see everywhere. I remember Adela Jacka, when he came in, he said, "Okay, let me go and show you somewhere." We were moving one facility in London. In London, I said, the local government get this one. Not be safe for you, but our local government chairman, Jolly Tionas, that's why he does in Lagos now to build lock-up shops. What do we want to sell? Are we producing? What do we want to sell? Playgrounds have been turned into lock-up shops. Where the children should go and that is because closeness to facilities is the very first motivator that you need. That's it. I can do that. I can play basketball because there's a basketball court. I can play tennis because there is a tennis court. I can run because there is track. Do you have javelins in the school? Do you have shot put in this? There are some of our pupils till they finish primary school, they've not seen a shot put in their life. They've not seen a javelin because there's nowhere to throw it. Nowhere. They don't have ground. Schools are everywhere. Every three-bedroom flat is a nursery school. And then the schools that the government built everywhere. Provisions are not made. Provisions are not made. So you need to put these things on if you want to move on. Let us look at the NPFL league table. Look at the NPFL league table. I tell you, Nasarawa, they are flying. And they flew to Lagos. So they are playing Ikorodu City. They are playing Ikorodu City. Okay, well, I'm still with you. Okay, before the calls came in, Barao taking on Kano Pillars. Bayelsa United did the unthinkable. Went to Port Harcourt and beat their brothers. Now they are senior brothers, so they beat Rivers United. They beat them at home. Today they host Kun Califat. El Academy are hosting Wiki Tourists. They've been touring everywhere. Eyimba Foba, the symbol of Nigerian football, the only team that has won the Champions League, and they won it back to back. And after them, before and after Eyimba, we've not done that again. They host Warri Wolves. Kwara United just crashed out of the CAF Confederation Cup, and then they host on Katsina United. Niger Tornadoes host Plateau United. Shooting Stars that went to Kano Pillars last week and got that draw that resulted in what I don't want to do. They host an Abia Warriors, another team with Kwara that crashed out of the continent, and the Ikorodu City, the Rising Boys, who came in last season, and they started poorly. All right, they started poorly, but today they are doing well, and they are hosting the team at the top with 4 points they are leading. So, want to go on a very short break. When we come back, Channel Sport on Sunday continues. Stay with us. Okay, you're welcome back. It is the Channel Sport on Sunday, and we are just celebrating Nigeria. I was just talking to that, as when Kelvin did call from Texas, and we're talking about our say some kind went for our para powerlifters. 3 of them, 13 of them went. 13 went. I think 8 female, and 5. 8 female and 5 male. I think so. But we got 3 gold medals, 3 silver medals, and 3 bronze medals. That's about 11, which means it's almost spread. Almost everybody went there, got a medal at the world. That now world though. I'm saying that, I'm emphasizing it, not be Africa. That now world, the best in the world, in the whole world. When I watch that Muhammad Ali advert, where he say, nothing can do nothing, your freezer can't do nothing, Muhammad Ali, we are the champions of the world, the whole world. Well, let me call for it. So, our medalists, 3 of them, the one that won the gold. I just want to read out the names of those who won the gold medal. Rita Ferdinand, she got a gold medal and a world record. This is her debut in the 79 kg class. She did that. Rita Ferdinand. She got that. We have Esther Onyema. Esther Onyema got a gold in the 55 kg class. And yes, Folashade also breaking the world record while winning that, got a gold record. Folashade Oluwafemi Ayo got it in the 86 kg class. There that's Folashade. There she is. You understand? So, Mr. President, we are begging, we are asking, please. Let us first, National Sport Commission, let's go and organize and receive them. If you have not done the plane there on air, they are coming back today. Just go over there and receive them before they land. They are coming from Egypt so that they can have a rousing welcome. Rousing welcome. As in rousing welcome. That is what we are supposed to do. So, and then after then they go on arrange our first lady, our president. Our women are doing us proud. The Tigers do us proud. Our Falcons do us proud. Right now, our powerlifters have done us proud. So make we go. Let us just go and welcome them, make them comfortable, make them feel at home, and make them feel that, yes, you've done Nigeria proud. Second in the world, in the whole world. That will not be small thing now. After China, it's Nigeria. What are other things? Egypt has hosted Ireland and Brazil. We are the second best powerlifting nation in the world. This was a power powerlifting nation in the world. We are number 2. So, okay. All right, yeah, I love them. I love the smiles. Okay. Hello. Owolafe, how are you? Owolafe?
Yeah.
Where are you?
I'm in the States. I'm calling your program.
Since they beat Quara United in the continent, you have been hiding. Your line is not even clear. Your line is not even clear. Go on. Let's just take it. Your line is not clear. Maybe because you are the one calling. Let's just take it. Quara, on a don't sack on our coach. Waiting remain. Olafe, why don't you come back? Your line is not too clear. True. We're not picking what you're saying clearly. Can you just call back, please? Just call back. I like teasing Olafe. He's a regular caller on this show. I just love those guys. Mazio Kora for anywhere they are. And this is our queen from Abuja. I don't know what is happening to her. Everybody, you call in. I know how difficult it is sometimes to get in, when you want to call. But Olafe manages. I don't know how he does it. Goes through. He supports Chelsea in England, supports Quara United. I like people who support foreign teams and Nigerian teams. But some will say, I don't know anything about Nigerian club. I don't know anything. You are a Nigerian. Wait until you go. That your club with is what for UK. Or go wait until you get there. You could not say, when you wear Remo Stars or wear Rangers International, wear Bender Insurance. Insurance said they sacked their coach and employed Kennedy Buboye. The man don't win league twice. Let's hope he can also win another one for them. Let's hope he can win for them. So they want to steady the ship. Sunshine Stars want to steady the ship. Quara United want to steady the ship. I don't know. Kano Pillars, the GM is Ahmed Musa. I don't know, but I love his response, and he told them violence. I am ashamed of my club. Immediately this thing happened. He did not wait. He didn't say, I don't know who did it. No. He took responsibility. And it is not because he played football abroad. When you are a good man, you are a good man. When you know what is right, you see, you just pick it out. We call it here. When you do wrong, we call it. But Ahmed Musa says, my club. Okay, I just called about Mazi Korafo is on the line. Hello, Mazi, how are you?
Yes. Mr. Ken, we still got the blue.
Yeah.
Thank God for the church on the Catholic Church, the world over.
Okay.
What happened apart from last week.
Okay.
There's something I want you to look at. We have Victor.
Victor Osimhen. Hello, Mazi.
Yes.
What did they happen? Your call, somebody come from Texas and his line was so clear. Your line used to be very, very, very clear. What did they happen today?
It's not clear now. Is it clear now?
Can you stay away from the telly? Or you just kill the volume of your telly. Let us see if we won't have the echoes.
I'm not clear.
I heard, but you are clearer now. You're clearer now. Go on. Mazi, call back. Mazi, just call back. I know some other calls are trying to interrupt yours, and so. Okay, let's take today. Ronaldo Saturday bias against now. Let's just look at a lot of things happened during the week. Cristiano Ronaldo scored his 800th goal. 800 club, not be club and country. He's targeting 1,000 goals for club and country. That is before he retire. He must score that. But he scored his 800th league goal. Harry Kane scored his 400th goal. 400. So the goals were just coming in number, and then the extraterrestrial in APL, Erling Haaland breaking all records, the first to get to 50 Champions League goals. At depending on the number of matches you've played, and right there. Okay, Mazi Korafo is back. All right. Hello, Mazi Korafo.
It's okay now.
Yeah, it's clear now. It's clear.
It's clear. Fine.
Yeah.
That's not so far from
Okay.
now. You know what happened last week in April? 6%. This is the only striker we have. It's not there. So the need for the coach to look for more back. But that we are just doing it as this goal. You don't forget this. Will not it's like oh, I forgot to do it.
Mazi, today not be your deal. Today not be your eating your dose working, but I get your drift, Victor Osimhen. But if you listen to Coach Raji said, look, when you are playing for the wings, you also open up. You understand? You are playing 4-4-2. You have two strikers, one playing behind the other. So the defenders are keeping in check of this while the wingers are rampaging. So of course, if you need one or two other, Ademola Lookman he was suspended for that game because he had a card. So basically, if he was there too, the options, you have more options. But we need more options from the midfield. Creativity is key. Arsenal went to buy Ukraine. How many goals has he scored? But they are scoring because everybody is calling. Some of Arsenal fans are saying Trossard, sending away. But look at the guy. He's been getting those odd goals that is seeing them through. Sometimes you need that. I think it was Carlos Alberto that said it some years back that the future of football is 4-6-0. Of course, it is good you have those number 9s, but if it is 4-6-0, everybody in the front can rampage. Mazo Korafa, you're back for the 3rd time. I hope you are 3rd time lucky. We can hear you this time around. Hello. Okay. All right. So let us see the EPL. Let us see the EPL before now roast me. Games were played yesterday. Let's see. Today the big one is Liverpool taking on Manchester United. But before then, games were played yesterday. Let us see those EPL games and see. Okay, those are the results. Nottingham Forest they lost at home to Chelsea and Ange Postecoglou. Oh my God, Postecoglou, that is his name. The man was sacked after 39 days. 39 days. You can count. Okay, Olafere is back. Let's see whether it's clear.
Thank you very much. I need to go out and call you again now.
Oh, good.
I really love you. Love you. If I'm a woman, I will marry you.
Not let my wife hear.
Well, Ken, I want you to help me advise Nigerian Football Federation.
Okay.
Prepare now. Let Ndidi. I don't want Ndidi to play our match. And
why?
He should settle. Yes, he should settle Osimhen and the goalkeeper. Let's call them together and settle because there's a fight between them now. Somebody in the team told me because he's hungry for the World Cup. Osimhen is hungry for the World Cup. Please, because this is a last chance. And so some of them, I believe we're ready now. We're ready. The first 11 now, you have seen the first 11. The first 11, don't use that 3 guys again. I forget that guy. The second guy you put for the 3, I think that guy is better. You understand? And I believe I now will be ready now. I believe we should win Congo. I believe that one.
No, we're playing Gabon first. We are playing Gabon first.
I mean Gabon, sorry.
Yeah.
Let them prepare now. Let them start prepare now.
Okay.
So let the coach pick the player that he can. It's not in our team again. I'm telling you.
Okay. All right. But I just want to correct something.
Coming back. We are trying to employ another coach.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
We are trying to employ another coach now.
Okay. And Quara United.
Sonny is from Ilorin. He's
okay.
the of Ilorin. And that's why Ahmed Adio is already made another. Ahmed Adio is our man now.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you very much.
All right.
So don't worry. Expecting good from Quara United.
All right.
By the grace of God.
By the grace of God. Thank you, Olafere.
He will beat you. Don't worry.
It's okay. All right. He just mentioned Nwabali having issues with Osimhen. I think Osimhen was trying to correct him. Nwabali had issues. Okay, we are closing. But let me just say this. Nwabali had issues because they said, look, he made They made a statement to that with Ndidi and Calvin Bassey in the dressing room. People have been talking, look, Nwabali, calm down. Probably we'll look at this Nwabali's issue in our very next show when we come back next week. But Maduka Okoye is back now. He has settled his matters with his club and FIFA and Basin, so he is back. I'm Ken Ochonogo. Where is my biro? God bless Nigeria.